Monday. Well, the rest of the world is already Tuesday. And so tonight, I just want to share another story, a Zen story that we've talked about this before, but I think it's important for us to be reminded of it. And the story goes something like this. There's these two students that were arguing. They're looking at the flag, flag, and one says, the flag is moving. The other says, no, it's not the flag that is moving. It is the wind that is moving. So it went back and forth and back. And if you think about it, you could say the wind is moving and the flag is moving, right? So simple. But they were arguing back and forth and back and forth. And finally, the teacher, the Zen master, walked by and goes, no, you guys don't know what you're talking about. It's neither wind or the flag is moving. It is your mind that is moving, okay? So when you think about it, let me just make sure this is working. Okay? They're arguing, is the mind that is moving? Is the wind that is moving? Or is the flag that is moving? So when you look at it at the start, you go, oh, the teacher is trying to teach the students. You have to watch what is actually in motion, what's moving. So from the physical viewpoint, the flag is moving because the wind is moving it. So the wind is moving, that caused the flag to move. So both could be right. But you see, when the teacher said, no, neither one is moving, he's going deeper than just flag and wind. He's trying to teach them it is your perception of what is moving that's the most important. As you keep arguing back and forth, is this moving? No, that's not moving. You are now being attached to the notion that this is moving and not moving. You are essentially becoming the mind. So the mind is moving. You understand? You say, okay, you lost me there. It's as simple as this. If you look out into the sky and you see clouds, well, I don't like the way that cloud looks. What do? Nothing. You just observe. Okay, well, just wait a little bit. At some point, the cloud changes. And that's that. No drama, no anything. What did you do? You just observed. Right? Okay. Same thing. You look out the window. Oh, it's raining. No, it's sunny. It's cloudy. What are you doing? You're just simply observing. This is what's happening. And do you go crazy about it? No, because all you did was observe. You're just an observer. But what the teacher is trying to tell those two students is they're looking at a phenomenon, right? The flag is moving. They're looking at a phenomenon. The wind is also moving, evidenced by the flag moving. And they were arguing and making a big deal out of it. So the teacher is telling them, no, those are not the ones that are moving. It is your mind that is moving. In other words, the deeper teaching, and this is, you have to go much deeper than this, because no Zen books are going to teach you about the context of this story. Let's just say, no, the teacher is just saying, it's the mind that's moving. Okay, that's the shallow answer. The deeper answer is this, the lesson for all of us is everything is happening as a phenomenon outside of the observer. You understand that? We are observing. It is when you lose your ability to observe and you get so attached to what you're observing, you become what you're observing, then you lose all sense of objectivity. Case in point. Do you notice it's so easy to give advice? Somebody's going through emotional turmoil, relationship turmoil, whatever it is. It's so easy to sit back there and go, you should have done this, you should have done that. It's obvious because you're objective. You notice that when you're in it, it's a completely different story, right? And people say, you don't understand. Somebody gives you advice, you don't understand. You don't understand what I'm going through. Exactly the point. Because when you're swimming in it, true, part of you says you're experiencing it. Part of it, you cannot observe objectively. Just like those two people arguing whether it's the flag or the wind that's moving, before you know it, they get so emotionally excited and upset and screaming, yelling at each other probably. The Zen master went by and go, no, neither one of those are moving. It is your mind that is moving. Now, why is that important to know? Because in this day and age, that's exactly what happens. People argue about everything. They get so emotionally charged, everything from politics to vaccines to COVID to whatever. They lose their ability to observe. True? You become biased. All of us do. So that's why we always go back to the same premise. If you don't go back to your center as the observer, then you are easily influenced by outside circumstances and phenomena. So when we do our meditation, what does it do? We always go back. Most of the time, what do? I'm not the body, I'm not the emotion, I'm not the thoughts, I'm the soul. You notice I keep repeating the same lesson over and over again. Some of you are so tired of it. Oh, I've heard it 1,000 times. Well, if your life is still a mess, you need to listen more. It's simple as that. You realize that? You must have heard it 1,000 times. But if you don't get to apply it, that means you didn't hear it. If you don't see a change in the way you respond, not react, to what's happening outside, you can listen to me or whoever else teaches you for the next 10 lifetimes. It's a complete waste of time if you don't see a change in your life. I know that sounds harsh, but that's the reality of it. Because when you have a deeper understanding, knowing, a certainty, I am the creator and the fabricator of my thoughts, my words, my actions, guess what happens? When circumstances happen, you're able to step back and say, this is very emotionally charged. Let me observe it. What is the right thing to do? What should I do? What should I not do? You get to observe and not be sucked into it. Then you've learned a lesson. Otherwise, doesn't mean anything. Yeah, but I've read this in so many I am books. I've done, oh yeah, keep reading. Hopefully something will sink in. But until you apply it, it's useless. I know that sounds harsh. That's too harsh. You're not giving me credit for me studying. No, I'm giving you credit for studying. The question is, what the hell are you going to do with it? If you can't apply it, you might as well go party. You're wasting your time. True? That's why my teacher's very strict with me. He will observe. He said, oh, okay. You're getting... At one point, I was wearing this, wearing that, and then, a bunch of necklaces. He looks at me, he goes, you're getting superstitious. I knew what he was saying. It's not only that I was being superstitious, I was allowing that thought form of, if I don't wear this, I'm not protected. If I don't chant this, I'm not protected. I'm allowing that to basically control me. So when he said those words, you're getting superstitious, that point, it snapped me out of it. I go, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I notice that if I want that door, I have to wear this, I have to wear that, I have to wear this necklace, wear this ring, and wear all this stuff, because otherwise I'm not protected. So that thought form enslaved me. So the question is, what thought forms are enslaving you? Because the fact that these thoughts and emotions are enslaving you means the soul lost control. Lost control, lost the ability to be the observer. You're getting sucked into whether the flag is moving or the wind is moving. Based on that metaphor of that story. So the more we do our meditation, not the body, not thoughts, emotion, I'm the soul, I'm the spiritual self, I'm the observer. As you do that over and over again, now watch this. As you do that, it leads to that level of stillness. When you're in that stillness, you're free from all these biases, thoughts, and emotions. And when that happens, you dwell in it. You stay in it as long as you can. Right? Within reason. Few minutes, whatever. So when you come out of meditation, you've already experienced that state of what it's like to have no thoughts, no emotions, minimal sensations of your body. Of course, you still have to sit so you don't fall over, right? And then you're able to experience it. So when you come back to your earthly life, your regular consciousness, you're able to take that ability to observe and be still and apply it to your everyday situation. So you will notice the emotions and the thoughts and the urges of the body have less and less influence over you. So I can be very emotional because I allow my emotional body to experience it at that time. When it's time not to be, stop it. I can allow my mental faculty to go crazy over over some topic. But when it's enough, I say stop it. Enough. My body wants to eat certain types of food. Well, at a certain point, okay, not enough. Too much already. Okay, stop it. Or my body wants to be a lazy ass that want to exercise. Okay, stop it. You cannot do that if you're swimming in it. So as we keep doing these meditations over and over again, it doesn't mean that it's overnight. Suddenly, okay, I can control my urges. It doesn't work that way. I wish it was. Wouldn't that be great? You can have that pill and sell it. It's a gradual process. So as we go through this routine of meditating, practicing, one of the ways you will notice you're getting somewhere is you're a lot less reactive. Now, it doesn't mean that, you're now a cold, uncaring person. It's just that you always give yourself that pad to observe. I notice that when I go to a certain place, I can't help but spend money and buy useless things. Okay. I do observe that. Okay. Next time that happens, okay, I'm going to stop myself. The ability to observe is critical. So, yeah, but you don't understand. I'm emotional. You're an emotional person because the soul has trained itself to allow the emotional body to take over your existence. When in reality, you should be controlling the emotions, not the emotions controlling you. Make sense? Yeah, but when I'm with someone I love, I really want to pour my love to them. Go for it. Who's creating the feeling of love? The soul is. So go for it. Nothing wrong with it. Because people make this mistake. They think, well, but if I'm a spiritual person, I should not feel anything. I should not think everything because I should always be feel. No. All it is, to oversimplify it for you, is the ability to go back to who you are, recognize I'm the spiritual self that is making the body do this, making the emotions feel that, making the mind think this. You're the puppeteer in the background that controls the body, the emotions, and thoughts. So you notice, yeah, I'm with someone I love. And it's very important that I should feel love for this person. And I do feel love, so I allow my emotional body to go full blast and love this person. Make sense? Or you're with a person that you can't stand because for whatever reason they hurt your feelings. Watch this. The emotional body is so charged, it wants to feel anger, resentment, and use the body to beat the guy up. So, if the soul doesn't have control, the soul will just say, go for it. What happens? And then, I can't believe I did that. See the difference? Intense emotion. One is what you want, the other one is not, it's one that emotion wants. One you allowed. Here's the key. I allow my emotional body to go full blast. Just love that person. The second one, the tendency of the emotional body is to just go crazy, angry because you don't like that person, and the soul says, "Yeah, go for it." See the difference? I know a lot of you. This is very cerebral, and I wouldn't be surprised some of you sitting there going, "Yeah, but you're not being spontaneous." The whole idea of being spiritual is, I feel what I'm guided, what I'm downloaded with. I'm blah blah blah, whatever you want to use. That's all good and great. The question is, who's in control? Who is in control of your life? Who's controlling the body? Who's controlling the emotions? Who's controlling the mind? Who? That's the most important part. And without some level of spiritual practice or meditation, whether you like it or not, either the body, the emotions, or the thoughts would want to take over. You've heard me say this a billion times. You're a charioteer. Those are three horses. Who's boss? If you say the horse, good luck. You can jump off the ravine because the horse is just go, go, go. You just, okay, whatever. Make sense? But if the horses are trained, then it just needs a little bit of a, okay, we're going this way, we're going that way, we're going this way, we're going that way. So in that story of the Zen master, essentially what happened? Those two got so engrossed with, no, it's the wind that's moving. No, it's the flag that's moving. Over and over again, they got so attached to it. The Zen master just says, no, those are not moving. It is your mind. In other words, you allowed your mind to go crazy over something so trivial when in reality, it's just a flag. What's your problem? You notice that? Have you sat through an argument? No, let me back up. Have you gone to like some family party or some gathering where people get stuck on something so trivial, they sit there and pour their emotional crap on each other over something that is useless? I mean, I actually sat down, hear people argue about useless things. I'm going, you got nothing else more important to use your brain cells on? Arguing that, well, I really feel that. I can't even think of one. It's so ridiculous. I ignore them. That's why when people get so emotionally charged about something, you know what I do? I just watch. Waste of time. I walk away. Because just because somebody's emotionally charged about something doesn't make it right. It has to have a purpose. Otherwise, they're just allowing the emotional body and mental body to take over and create drama. It has to lead to something productive. Make sense? Have you ever sat in a board meeting where they're going, okay, we should talk about how to make the company more profitable, and yet somebody's arguing about the color, the color of the box of the packaging, and they sat there for hours arguing about useless thing, something like that, because they allowed the emotions, the mind, to take over rather than say, wait, I, the soul, the spiritual self, will direct my emotions and thoughts so that it comes out with something with what I want. Now, I know what some of you are saying because it always happens. Yeah, but I don't want to live like a robot. I don't want to, like, everything's calculated, everything is this. I want to just flow with it. Okay. What flows down the river? Dead fish. Right? You see, people use that word, just flow with it, oftentimes because they're too lazy to think. They're too lazy to say what is right, what is wrong. Let's just flow with it. To put it in proper context, this is how you flow with it. You did your best, you calculated, you planned everything, and you let it flow. But people use let it flow by being a lazy ass. They just say, whatever happens. Boy, if it ends up being a big argument, well, it just happened. Get the idea? Haven't you heard people say that a lot? I just go with the flow. Yeah, dead fish flow downstream. People who achieve don't just flow downstream. They swim upstream. They go against what everybody else is doing. Right? Or if you're smart, you go, I want to go that way. The current's going that way, then I'll go with it because that's my objective anyway. In other words, there's some level of soul control. And that won't happen if, number one, you don't know who is the observer, let alone the ability to observe. So stop arguing whether it's the mind, stop arguing whether it's the flag that's moving or the winds that's moving. Make sense? So when I'm with my teacher, Master Chokok, he never says, oh, okay, let's just flow with it. No, he'll say, okay, let me think, what are the options? This makes more sense. This doesn't make sense. Okay, let's do this. And when it doesn't go his way, you know what he does? He goes, okay, let's recalculate. That's still our objective, but maybe this approach doesn't work. Let's change approach. constancy of aim and effort. And the funny part is, and when I attended my first Unleash the Power Within UPW with Tony Robbins, he says his own way. If you want to reach your objective, your goal, what if that approach doesn't work? Change your approach. If that approach doesn't work, change your approach. If that doesn't work, what do you do? Change approach. When do you stop? You don't until you reach your objective. Same thing. They say the same thing. One is said by a spiritual teacher. One is said by a success coach. They didn't say, just flow with it. Just whatever happens, happens. That's not the mindset of an achiever. You realize that? That's not a mindset of an achiever. And I'm even talking about spiritual achievement. So really? I thought you go with the flow. Okay, let's play it out. Then after this, we'll meditate. If you ask 100 people, okay, you tell them this. Yeah, look, if you do this meditation, if you do this breathing exercise, if you do this and this, you'll experience inner peace. You'll have better control over your life. You'll be happier. Okay, let's say those are the parameters. You tell this 100 people. So, for the next year, I want you to go with what you feel is right to get there. Listen to the word I just said. Do what you feel is right to reach that objective. Now, I want you to put yourself in that 100 people. How many of you would actually say, yeah, I want to have more inner peace, stillness, better control of my life, regulate my emotions, be happy? How many of us would actually, without giving certain parameters, certain rules, certain routines, okay, do this meditation, do this, do that, do this. How many of us would actually always stop and say, okay, let me do something to get there? Most won't. Most people say, well, life happens. I'd like to have that, but I got to take care of the kids. I got to go to work. I got to do this. To sit there and meditate, to sit there and go do my prayer time, to do this. Out of the 100 people, you'd be lucky if you get 5. Most people will go with the flow. Or flow of what? Flow of not doing it. True? Not true. Think about it. Things that are important, goals that are important, requires effort. Think about it. Requires effort. If it's important enough to you, what happens? You say, well, I'll find time. You heard the saying, you don't find time, you carve out the time. It's not even I make time, carve, because whether you like it or not, you're going to have this stuff going on. You actually go, put what you want. It's an act of will by the soul. That's how it works. Isn't it? Everything you want to do to be successful takes effort. Even the ability to withdraw yourself from the situation, to observe objectively, to make the right decision, takes effort. That's why when I hear people say, "Oh, I do what feels right." I go, "Okay, one of those." Have you heard that said before? I've actually heard people do meditation. Just do what feels right. Do you realize how crazy that is? What is right? What if one person says, "What feels right to me is shove a whole gallon of ice cream in my mouth," while the other person is, "What feels right to me is to jump off a cliff." It's nuts. But people do it. You know why? Because what feels right to them, here's what I'm leading to, is the body, the emotions, and the thoughts have their own tendencies based on biases. So if you don't step back and say, I'm the soul, I'm not these thoughts and emotions, and then analyze and see what's right and wrong, you're screwed. That's the importance of spiritual practice. Because spiritual practice, write this down, leads to clarity. Clarity leads to the ability to make right decisions. It's proactive. You don't let things happen to you, you make things happen. See the difference? Try talking to all these big CEOs. Ask them, how many of you just let things happen? Oh, yeah, if they just let things happen, the company go down the toilet. You're a parent. I'll let just the kids do what they want. Your kids are going to be screwed. They're going to be, who knows, if they happen to have bad peers. Life doesn't work that way. You always have to be in the driver's seat. So when you don't feel like being in the driver's seat, ask yourself a simple question. Why? Is it because I'm spiritually guided or I'm just a lazy ass? Because it takes too much effort to direct my life. True? So maybe this will convince you. If you don't take over, you're giving your power away. You realize that? If you don't make choices, then you're allowing the circumstances to make the choice for you. Now, in order to make the right choices, you have to have clarity. In order to have clarity, your aura and chakras have to be clean. You have to be spiritually connected. So we're back to the same boring sermon. Do your spiritual practice. I think you're so tired of that already, huh? That's it. That's the lesson for today. Very short, very simple. Oh, wow, it's not even short. It's already 30 minutes. Get the idea? So, meditation is not the objective. Meditation is the means to reach your objective. Clear? So, what we're going to do is this we'll change it up a little bit. So, close your eyes. Let's first ask for blessing to the Divine Supreme One, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, Holy Masters, Saints, Archangels, Holy Angels, spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Chokok Sui Mahaguji Meling, we thank you for divine light, divine love, guidance, help, healing, and protection. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. Okay, just keep your eyes closed. Put your gentle attention on the top of your head. I want you to observe your body. Just observe. Observe how you're sitting, how your legs, your arms, your body. Just observe. Okay? Next, observe your emotions. How are you feeling right now? You're feeling happy, you're feeling sad, you're pissed off because I called you out on your laziness. What are you feeling? Just observe. Mm-hmm. Just observe. Oh, you had a bad day, you had a good day, it's still emotionally hanging on you. Observe. Just observe. Just be observing. Now observe your thoughts. What thoughts are going through your mind? Are you still thinking of your projects? Are you thinking of work tomorrow? Are you thinking of your children? Are you thinking of your parents, your husband, your wife? Observe. Just watch your thoughts. What kind of thoughts are popping up left and right? Just like looking out in the sky, look at what kind of clouds are out there. How's the weather? How's the wind? How's the temperature? Observe. Step back, observe. Observe the breathing of your body. Observe your posture. Observe the feelings. Happy, sad, angry, resentful. Just observe. No judgments, no conclusions, just observing. Gathering data. That's all you're doing. Observe your mind. Where is he going? Just observe. Now just kind of step back and observe it from a further distance. Just keep observing. hmm Observe the body, the emotions, the thoughts. Observe. Now repeat after me. I am not that body. I am not any of those feelings. I am not any of those thoughts. In other words, the I am in you is affirming that those sensations of your body, those sensations of your emotions and your thoughts, these are not the I. So step back further and just watch. I'm not the body. I'm not any of those emotions and feelings. I'm not any of those thoughts. None of them is the real I. I'm not any of those. Be still. I'm not the body. I'm not the emotions. I'm not the thoughts. I am the spiritual self that moved the body, created those feelings, created those thoughts, but those are not the I. Cut. Be still. I am the soul. I am the spiritual self. I am that. I am. You are affirming that the mover, feeler, and thinker is the real I am. That's the second I am. So say it. I am that. Now you're pointing to that mover, feeler, and thinker that we were having a conclusion with earlier. I am that I am. So that I am that moved the body, created the feelings and thoughts, is the one that you're affirming to be with. Ready? Say it again. I am that mover. I am that feeler. I am that thinker. I am that. I am that being, that entity that moved the body, created those feelings and thoughts. I am that. So at this point, as you do this, your perception, your perspective is not outside the body. Just say, I am that. Be still. You're not the body, you're not the emotion, you're not the thoughts. You are the I am in you. You're the soul, the spiritual self. Affirm it and know it. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am connected in one to the divine spark in me. I am a child of God. I'm one with God. I'm one with all. There is only oneness. Just be still. Allow your consciousness to just keep drifting higher and higher towards the ceiling. And just say, I am that. That I am. Be still. still. I am. Just let go. I am that brilliant light. That am I now. Gently, slowly, very gently and slowly come back to your body. Gently move your fingers, move your toes. Very gently and slowly come back. Move your fingers. So as you move your fingers, move your body, what are you doing? You're affirming that I control the body. Next, imagine someone you love in front of you. It could be anyone. Now, close your eyes. Feel love for this person. Just feel intense affection for this person. And share it with them. Fill them with love. What did you just do? You just affirmed, I'm a being of love. I chose the feelings of love to be projected to this person. But before I did it, I had to create it. So who created the feelings of love? I did. So you chose people you love, right? I guided you. I said, hey, think of someone you love, and I want you to feel feelings of love and project it to them. So you had a choice of following instructions or not, and created those feelings and gave it to the other person. Next, I want you to think. It could be anything, but let's just pick one. How do I make my finances even better? What are you doing? You, the soul, just directed your mental faculty to start searching, analyzing, composing avenues or ways to be more prosperous. But before I asked you to do it, you weren't thinking about it. Make sense? So you created those thoughts. So that means you, the ability to do that. You are a being of divine intelligence. So you're a being of divine power, divine as in you're immortal, and this being has the power to move your body. And then from there, I had you to feel love. So you are a being of divine love. So you chose to generate this emotion love and share it with someone you love. Then I had you think, okay, how can you be more prosperous? How do you make money? So what did you do? Before that, you weren't thinking about it. But when I ask you to, what happens? Okay, I'll do that. So right there and then, you mobilize the mental faculty and said, okay, let's think of these things. So what you did? So who was the one who directed the body? I did. Who directed the emotions? I did. Who directed us? I did. Who's that I? See, right now it's very clear to you because we just strip off the body, the emotions, and thought in that meditation, go into who you really are. And a lot of you are extremely still. Now that you're in that still state, you know who you are, then you can control the body, the emotions, and thought. It's just like the metaphor they use in theosophy. You first remove your physical body, that instrument. You move the emotion body, that instrument. You move the mental body, that instrument. So you know who you are. Then once you know who you are, you put on those one after the other. But at this time, you walk in with the knowingness, I control this body. I control these emotions, control these thoughts. Without withdrawal process of doing your practice, we're too enmeshed in it. That's it. Same lesson over and over again, just in different flavors. Okay, I hope that helps. Shall we? Raise your hands. You generate lots of energy. That's why some of you are so still, like, oh, that's lots of energy. See, most people think you have to do a long meditation to experience stillness. No, you just have to use the correct meditation that leads you to that state. I've known people who chanted for hours, their life is still a mess. I've known people who say, oh, I meditate every day. I spend 2, 3 hours meditating. I'm looking at them. And you're still very, very reactive. You always scream, yell, get upset over useless things. I think you just party. Those are useless times you did meditating. You didn't accomplish anything. And yet, when you and I do our meditation, we could be 5, 10 minutes and you go, man, I don't want to come back. It's the correct technique. I'm not taking credit for it because I learned everything from my teacher. I just hope that I can instill that in you so you will also have your lives transformed. Okay, so raise your hands. Visualize the people you love in your life. Fill them with beautiful pink light, beautiful golden light. May all of them be blessed with good health, with happiness, with prosperity, and with spirituality. So be it. May all be blessed. Bless your friends, relatives, everybody you work with. Bless them with good health, with happiness, with abundance and prosperity, and with spirituality. So be it. Now be aware of your feet and the base of your spine. This helps ground you. Project golden light downwards. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to Mother Earth. So be it. So be it. So it is. Let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. To my teacher, Master Chokok Sui Mahagujimei, thank you for the blessings in full faith. And so it is. Okay, I hope you learned something tonight. I know I was slightly a little hard on you earlier. Hopefully that was able to kind of shake you up, but to really wake up a little bit and say, yeah, I am in control. Or at least, yes, I want to be in control. That's the meaning of being awake. You realize that? That's the meaning of being awake. I'm awake to the fact that I do have the ability to control my body, my emotions, and thoughts. I might not always be successful, but the realization is I is the mover, feeler, and thinker. That alone, for a lot of people, is already a big deal. Okay, so I hope that helps. We will see you, what's today? Monday. So we'll see you Wednesday. So far, the schedule, I think, Wednesday we'll be able to do the morning session. The afternoon session, I won't be able to do it because I'll be on the plane. I'll be flying back. So, all right. Namaste, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. Please leave me your comments. And please share this with as many people as possible. Just kind of warn them ahead of time that, it's not going to be those lovey-dovey type spiritual talks. We tell it like it is. So if they're kind of, very thin skinned and they get offended, you might want to have them learn from another teacher who is more gentle. But if you want someone to learn with a sledgehammer technique, because that's the only thing that gets through, let's do it. That worked for me. So, namaste, everyone. You all take care, and we will see you Wednesday morning. God bless.